Still more of my characters. Concept designs on my characters. Trying to do like more complex compositions now. Definitely trying to like focus more on backgrounds and such. This is on my DeviantArt again too. More of my characters drawing random stuff. Random stuff and lots of my characters. I have so many characters and I draw them so often. This is something like a rare occurrence in my sketchbooks. Like random little sketchy drawings. I was actually trying to like give a little bit of an art lesson to one of my friends here. So, realism and stuff. I usually don't do this in this type of sketchbook. I have other sketchbooks for this. More of my characters. Or designs for characters, I should say. More of my characters. This is like just a tour of my characters, I swear. More of my characters. More of my characters. Don't know what else to say. This is when I start like not finishing drawings, unfortunately. Again, this is more stuff that doesn't usually appear in these type of sketchbooks, like men, arm muscles and stuff. Yep. Me leaving notes to myself about me not finishing sketches. More random sketches. Yeah. And beginning of more random sketches, and this is actually when I had stopped using this particular sketchbook, like right after this portion. I had stopped using this sketchbook and moved on to another one. So I'm gonna actually go over to that one because there's kind of a break where I use that one and then go back to this one. So I'll go back to this one in a minute. Head over to this one. And this, again, there's a bit of a break here. Like I said, I done a lot of drawings on scrap paper and whatever. This is when I started really focusing on my own personal projects, my own stories and whatever, and started developing characters for that, like characters specifically for stories that I'm working on. And I think at this point, this is still 2011. The previous sketchbooks, the last two were about 2010, 2011 or so, but this is 2011. And all these you can see on my DeviantArt page as well. My babies. Alright, anyway. My lovely characters. I need to draw them more. Again, sorry I don't make a bunch of derpy doodles in these. These are more like... I like to finalize sketches. Like, I don't really... Especially back then, I didn't really leave a lot of this, like, unfinished stuff. Sometimes, but I tried not to anyway. And I didn't used to color in my sketchbooks, but I've been doing that a bit more now. This is, again, when I started to, like, do unfinished doodles. I didn't do that so much before, but I do it more than I'd like to now. More of my characters. This is pretty much like the sketchbook of this particular story. Like, I'm serious. So many doodles of characters for that story in here. Again, you can see all these on my DeviantArt, so I'm not gonna really like spend a lot of time on this. I gotta go fast because this video is probably getting horrendously long as it is anyway. So many characters. Don't even ask how many characters I have. I couldn't even answer you. So many. But I love them all. This more unfinished doodles. This, you probably can't even see. This is like a landscape mountain thing. I don't know. Sketchy doodle. I had a doodle here and I actually tore it out and gave it to someone because they wanted it. So, more characters. And I think, yeah, alright, so this, I had actually gone back over to my other sketchbook at this point. So I'm going to head back over to that one. This is like a cartoony style of myself. Cartoony style of myself. Alright. And again, this is more of my characters that you've just seen. I sort of went back to the sketchbook because I realized I didn't finish it, so I figured I should do that. And I also started doing more like derpy doodles in the corner of my sketchbooks and stuff. Just random notes to myself. And they got a bit more cluttered too around this time. The light, I don't know if you can see this. Just drawing a bunch more random stuff. Of course, most of it pertains to my characters. Like, you know, little mental notes about my characters. Written notes. Heh. Anyway, I don't usually draw anatomy sketches and whatever in here, but sometimes I do. So, this is like an entire like page devoted to this one particular character of mine. Bunch of different like how the buttons on his outfit works, how his clothes fall, that kind of stuff. I should really do that more. This is more what my other sketchbooks look like, which you guys will never see. But they're all just drawing random stuff. Trying to get better at drawing random stuff. Trying to get better at drawing hands and bodies and faces and whatevers. I don't usually do that in these sketchbooks, like I said. More of my characters. That shadow. There, okay. Forever trying to learn how to draw hands, like, oh dear God. More of my characters. Again, this is a lot of like me. I drew a lot of little cartoony doodles of myself. I can't even see that. Alright, but yeah, and more like notes about specific parts of my characters and such. Doodles of them. No. I don't even know. This is a drawing of myself. Which I don't look that pretty, so we're gonna skip that. More of my characters still. More cartoony doodles of myself. You can't see that. A bit more color here. Like I said, I don't usually put color in my sketchbooks. At least around this time I didn't. I start to do it a bit more now. Come on, lights. Alright, there we go. That's better. Actually, no, that's not. Come on, lights. Okay, alright. Maybe that'll work. Okay. Nope. Okay. I don't know. More cluttery sort of doodles. Naughty things. Trying to work on like face expressions, noses, different types of characters. Yeah. I sometimes I just like to be silly. Oh, here, I put the date on here. This is December of 2011. I started doing that in my sketchbooks, putting the dates of when these were so I'd remember. Since I don't usually like sign these derpy sketches. A bit more color. Again, characters from a different story of mine. Okay. I draw guys too much. Page of guys. Absolutely nothing. This you can see on my DeviantArt again, like, this is when I started coloring in my sketchbook, which, yeah. Sketchbook. You can see that on my DeviantArt. I'm not gonna... more sketches of my characters for yet another story. Again, more drawings in my sketchbooks with coloring and stuff. I like to actually like put these kind of full illustrations like on my wall and stuff, so I don't usually draw them in sketchbooks just because I don't want to rip them out. So shame on me for doing this, but you know, a drawing that you will never ever get to see. Nope, never. You'll never get to see that. Never finish it. And this, hopefully I'll finish this one though. More color. This is all stuff in my DeviantArt again. This is the beginning of 2012. It's like January. This is when I was just starting college. I'm in college now. So this is some life drawings. Yeah, life drawings. Random doodles. Again, I have other sketchbooks for this. I don't really do that much in these sketchbooks, but more hands. No matter how many times I draw hands, they don't look right. Oh, I'm just kidding. More life drawing stuff. There's a Copic marker in there, you see it? See? Okay. Again, more life drawing stuff. Trying to draw chibis of this particular character, which, I don't know, just doodles. Sometimes I just don't. More recently, I haven't been able to like finish things. This is at a time where I just couldn't really finish anything. So yeah, sketches. This is actually when I had done like a bunch of sketches for like people on Gaia and stuff. Well, this is more life drawing, like realism. That looks pretty cool on the camera, actually. Alright, anyway, yeah, this is when I started like doing some freebies and stuff for people on Gaia, because I had kind of fallen out of Gaia for the longest time, so I went back and did some freebies for people. Please don't ask me about doing that now. I don't really do freebies unless I have time. More like life realistic stuff. That's a cup. This is wood. More sketches. More of my characters. This character in particular is really important to me, but anyway, I'll get into that later. Again, more freebies for people on DeviantArt and Gaia. Still, none of these are my characters. These are freebies for people on Gaia, like I said. Gaia Online. That's the end. I finally finished. Oh my god, look, it's the end of a sketchbook. I'm notorious for not finishing sketchbooks, so this is the only one I think I've actually finished up to date. Yeah. So, alright, and then I kind of like midway through that, I sort of went back to this sketchbook. And I'm actually still working on this one a little bit too. But this is like started focusing more on different faces, making sure my characters didn't look too similar. But I'm still working at now, making sure they all have definitive faces. And just some different angles, and just different face structures, and ages, angles, and poses. Again, I don't usually do that in this kind of sketchbooks. Hehe. Alright, anyway. More of my characters. More of my characters still.